All right. Let's see if this is all working. I'm here solo today, so just waiting for it to go through. Just want to make sure. Let's have a look to see if it's gone live. I will do a quick update here. Nothing showing yet. Let's have a look if I can see it. All right, it looks like we are live. Fantastic. Well, welcome and thank you for joining. I'm excited to be able to have you guys here. I am doing this solo today, but that is all okay. All right, so just a quick introduction for what we're doing. So this is week 8 of the AQZ HGA, so Heroes Guide to Asgartha Rapid Fire tournament as sponsored by Gamehaven Sandy. So what we'll be looking at here is 3 quick matches in an hour that will be starting shortly. There's 2 minutes to go. Once again, we have got full participation and we are grateful for that. So for all players that are playing, you will get Adventure Pass points for that. And for the top 4, which are the 4 undefeated players after the 3 rounds, each of you need to just contact me, Chili, on the Discord, and I'll make sure you get a promo pack from Whispers from the Maze. He's hoping you get yourself some uniques, but you know what? That's never a guarantee, although the hope is there for you to be able to get it. I am, while we are waiting for the tournament to start, I am going to send the link for this tournament to people so we can have it available. Share and copy. So apologies for looking down as I do this. Once again, it's so much easier when you have more people supporting, but when you are solo, it makes it a little bit more difficult. And I will say, send the YouTube link. It has been sent through. I will also send it through to the tournament chat as we wait. We are down to the last minute. So just shouldn't be long and we will be able to start the tournament and I'll get a chance to follow some of you players along. Let's see who we have as we are going through. All right, just a couple of seconds. It looks like the tournament is about to start. It will start doing its matching. It's as we go along. And we are ready to be matched. We already have one of the matches that is about to start. Let's see if it lets me in there. Fantastic. Let's go to the game and we can progress. to the tournament homepage and see who else is still playing in this first round. And I will take us through here. So we're looking at Zombie Skull against Bankaisen. Bankaisen sounds like the name of one of the cards, right? Banzaiten, actually slightly different. And we are seeing here Lindaway against Kojo. We see a lot of Kojo, but I love seeing Lindaway. We've got a Filipino player against a Frenchman. Bankaisen on the top screen playing Lindaway is our Filipino player. And they are one track behind, looking very difficult for them to be able to progress. They did get that become one track behind thanks to the Sakurabu that was recently played. Right now, we're seeing an Izmir Nurse. You may sacrifice a character. If you do, I gain 2 boosts. So it's a question of what you'll sacrifice. Looks like the Tooth Fairy would be the one that you would sacrifice. Or, sorry, looks like it was the Studious Disciple that was popped out, allowing them to basically tie things up on both sides of the field with nobody moving forward. So that may or may not. I'm not sure if that's what they wanted, but it is what they got. They do not have enough card draw. Bankaisen doesn't. And Kojo, on the other hand, with 4 cards in hand, and also getting a Foundry Axiom Bastion out, you don't normally see that. So this has the effect of when you can exhaust it, the next character you play from hand will also be able to give you the effect of its from reserve. You do need to you do need to exhaust it and play it the same turn, and by the turn means before you pass to the other player to have an action. We're seeing a unique now come out, a Katagaran Alchemist. When played from hand, you may return a card from your reserve to your hand, and also when played from anywhere, you may pay 1, target character gains 1 boost. Really looking to get that Nurse back up so they can get the benefit of the boost by sacrificing something in the next day. All right, let's see what happens. Haven Saringer being played out from the other side from Kojo. So looking to try to get that double advance. Sorry, both players to get the advance together. So I'm just trying a drink. This is a Coca-Cola Zero Orange Cream. There you go, something different. Getting a little bit thirsty today. All right, let's see what we've got. I am interested to see what ends up getting played. We do get the Izmir Moth Breeder coming out. So you're looking at a double progression, trying to force Kojo's hand, but there is very little in our Lindaway players' in hand and reserve. Now we are seeing, oh, nicely work, a Valamon. Now, this is Valamon, of course, at the rare, if you have 10 or more mana orbs, which Kojo does, he becomes gigantic. I don't know if Lindaway has got any interaction cards that can get rid of that. Otherwise, it would look like it is going to be a double progression from our Kojo player. Do they have? They can sacrifice. They can bring out the Nurse that will sacrifice on the right-hand side, get 4 boosts, so they would be able to move forward. But it does allow your Kojo to continue to play something else. So there, it looks like that's what they'll do, is they're going to flood the board on the companion side by getting the Maw and getting the boost from the Maw when you sacrifice. More than anything, I would assume the Katagaran Alchemist will be sacrificed, but then you're only getting a single benefit from that card when it was played from hand. You do not get the benefit of playing it from reserve, and they are already a little bit behind on resources. Oh, no. Opting to get rid of the... Okay, the Izmir Moth Breeder. Interesting. Opting to get... And that's because probably because it had fleeting. You're looking to do that. Pavati coming out to... Oh, lovely. To anchor the Valamon. That is fantastic. Very smart thinking. Anchoring the Valamon. Now, Pavati is one of the few cards that is available to be played both in Muna and in Bravos that allows you to anchor anything. It's not a 3 or less. You can anchor anything. And what you'll see here is the removal of, the Mana Moth to ensure that you get a single progression, and it's 1-for-1, though very difficult for Bankaisen to get the win. They are already out of time, so there may be an element where we get kicked out as there's only 44 seconds available for Zombie Skull, and Kaizen is already 40 seconds below. I do hope we do get to finish this. I do not believe we will. It may end up becoming a win for Zombie Skull purely based on time, and that is always sad to see. But that's part of the rules of playing a tournament that's a little bit quicker. I wouldn't call this extremely quick. I think we can finish a game within 10 minutes each of play. It's not as quick as the old tournaments, which were the Blitz format, which I felt that I was rushed all the time. I could never get them done in time. But we are almost at time. Thank you for those that have joined me on cast. Looking forward to hearing some of your comments. And as I was saying earlier, actually, let's that I've also made a video reaction of my impressions of what's happening. This is really, really smart play by Kojo. Okay, Parvati being played out yet again to be able to make the Valamon gigantic and anchored. A very, very smart way of keeping board presence. Unfortunately, when you're looking at it from Lindaway's perspective, that off you go is not going to be very valid or very useful unless something gets played that is cheap. And that cheap card will more than likely be the Serengar. And the Serengar, if it gets removed, you get to draw a card anyway. Another, look at this. It's a very expensive Kojo build. 4/4 unique for 1/1. If your reserve is empty, put the top card of your deck in your mana zone. It is not. And we are seeing another unique come out. This is Unique Fest, and Izmir Stargazer. When I'm sacrificed, resupply. And if you control one or more landmarks, you may return a spell from your reserve to your hand, which is what we've just seen. A second Valamon coming out. Jeez Louise, this is basically GG's in my mind. My word. A lot of 4/4/4s. Zombie Skull, you are using a very different Kojo build. I'm looking forward to checking it out. The wrong screen showing, so it was blocking it on screen. I apologize on that. And we did go to time, so unfortunately it did not make it all the way through. Let's go through here. So let us go into game 2. And I'm going to go in and look at HOFR. No, let's see if I can look for some other tables what I'm looking at here. Okay, Rinku's also joining us today. Looks like the only table. Let's look at table 3 right now and see what is going on. I'm going to go out of this. They do get the win. And let's move through to the next round. It looks like we should be on round 3. Still a little bit going on. And I'm surprised there's a lot of games going to time. We've already seen Woodsy, but just seeing what's going on here, it looks like they are basically at time and getting the game done. End of game, Woodsy ends up getting the win. Congratulations, so they are 2-0. So let's have a look here. Oh, BGA is making me wait. There we go. So far we have got, from a ladder perspective, there should be 8 players, so only 7 players that are undefeated at the moment. There should be 1-0. There you go. Overloss hasn't finished off their one. Woodsy, HOFR, Clem, Nareed, AEG, Aragon, Gyunchi, Seipe, and Aim This Rock. And I do want to actually see Seipe in the next round. Especially as he told me he's going to be using a deck that most people do not play. So I will not say it until he's on cast, but I'm excited to see if that is a feasibility of him getting all the way through. For those that don't know, Seipe, he is one of the members that runs the Altered Latam League, a content creator out of Peru, if I couldn't recall correctly. Let's see what is going on. All games should be finished. Let's have a look here. What's happening in Overloss's one? Looks like that one may have started. No, he has finished, which means we should be moving on to round 3. And we are right there. I will wait for Seipe to get into his tournament. This is the final round for us, so we will probably be finished up shortly. And well done to all players that are starting and playing. So Seipe, mate, you may be able to get yourself that pack. Let's see what is going on. You should be joining. And it has started, so let's have a look here. Will we be surprised, guys? Will we be surprised with the deck that they've got? And Seipe was gracious enough to join Nick and I on the Hero's Guide to Asgartha podcast and tell us a little bit about what is going on in Peru. I'm glad people are still playing the game today after the announcement. Is there going to be some bitterness? Is there going to be some frustration? I'll say there is a lot of frustration in the way that we've interacted with. Stores have interacted with the current model of things coming out, and there you go. Subash and Marmo being played out. Seipe 2-0. Can you get the win against Basira? This is a hard one for you, but I normally think everything's a hard one for Seipe, for Subash in terms of how they play. It's an uphill battle, but so far they have been able to get progression. We're seeing Basira basically have to give the boost on play with this. So when you do play out Kel on Cylinder, you let's see here. It's at in Axiom. If you play it out and that your opponent has a character and you don't, you have to give them the boost. So we're looking at a 1-for-1 coming out here, thanks to the Basira boost. Looking at where we go, so we've got our Italian Junko against Seipe from Peru. Very multinational in our approach to this game here today. Okay. So Seipe with the card advantage at the moment, which doesn't seem to happen very often. That's so cool to see Subash. If Subash gets the win, last week I think we also had, no, 2 weeks ago we had a Subash win. And we are seeing Tinkerbell be put into reserve, really looking to sabotage. Now, what that will force is it's going to force Junko to play out the Chiron, which they do. So more than likely, you're going to keep the Tinkerbell in reserve for them to say, well, sure. Do you want to play anything else out? Opting to put Ada Lovelace on the right-hand side and not on the left. Going to get the boost. If they're probably going to just pass. Yep. Looking at that. Yeah, there's not enough resources for them to do anything. So the Tinkerbell really became a deterrent for Basira to do anything, but they still managed to get their 1 for 1. Not ideal for Subash to not get an increase in that progression, but very well managed by Junko. And now we are seeing Basira have a slight card advantage in hand, but on the other side, we do have more cards available to them in reserve. Playing out the Garems really so that they can get rid of the Keelon cylinder before it has any chance of being played out to get any progression. So really good getting rid of it. It had already had 4 triggers as well. Nice. And not the best. So this is the harder card. So the Haven Sarenga only coming out for 1, no boost, not coming out from reserve, looking to then swoop it over to the other side, moving him where it's still not valid, getting the card draw. The thing for us here is okay. Oh, rough one. You don't have any resources remaining, but there is potential for Kaisermon. Nope. Basir and Kaisermon do not use it. Another single progression each, 1 for 1, very balanced. Very balanced. Now, the decision for Basir is which card does he wants to get sabotaged? Because does he value the mana or does he value the card draw? Junko's going to show us in just a second which one he values because one of those 2 cards is going. And what we are seeing on the other side is that Seipe has more cards available to them, and that is a fantastic card to put in reserve. Foundry Armor, when played from reserve, it can create a Brass Bug token in target expedition, so be able to separate things out. Looks like they're looking for mana ramp as opposed to anything else. Getting the benefit of the ramp straight away, I would expect the Tinkerbell to come out to stop the card draw. No, it doesn't. Why? Okay, let's see here. Getting to play out. So are we going for another 1 for 1? Or, let's see what ends up being played. Nicely played, getting the card draw. Then playing out, they can't play out Tinkerbell. They cannot, so right now, oh, right, so basically doing another 1 for 1 and just getting the cards up. Okay. Interesting play, very, very much. I'm excited to talk to you, Seipe, afterwards, a little bit on the gameplay that you've got. But another 1 for 1, very slow progression, very methodical. Not the traditional Basira game style. And one thing we're seeing here is, of course, they're going to ramp and they're going to get a card draw. But can you stop them from getting even more? Because the slow playing here is actually going to favor Seipe and Subash. All right. And as we're going through, it looks like the schedule has come out for the tournament, and looks like I'll be doing a late late tournament. Oof. Looks like Blue and I are going to be doing the Asia tournament from 4 basically up until 2 in the morning. All right, that's fine. Happy to do it. Happy to help support our team at AWOL. So, and we're going to see some great play from hopefully people from the Asia Pacific area are going to be flooding this, and it's not so much representation from Europe. Not that I have a problem with people in Europe, etc. All right, moving their own card. Once again, will we see another 1 for 1? And this is actually a very smart play from Seipe as he's going against, oh no, physical training coming out, getting the card draw and stopping the use of hooked the second time. So no, they're going to have to discard a card. So, but it is still one for one progression. And the hard part is when we're going to start the next day, the Aklut is going to basically stop Saper from playing. The good thing, the only benefit that happens is there will be one card in reserve that can still be played. It's a question of what if they choose to bring out use one of their resources to bring out the brass bug, and I expect that to happen. Because you're going to bring out the Occlute, you're going to exhaust two cards in reserve. It's it's a yeah. Which one are they going to target? And then they're going to basically physical training to get another card draw on top of that, given you're more than likely not going to be able to play against the Occlute. Now, if you're able to play a boom or something like that against it, and they still get the benefit of the card draw, so not so sure how beneficial it is. Okay, interesting getting one card out, getting some level of board presence, which is really forcing the Occlute to be played on the companion side, allowing them to then decide where they want to play the other card. I would assume Dr. Frankenstein and the Armorer are going to be the ones that you'll. Yeah. No, they don't. They're choosing to do the Bravos Vanguard, and the Foundry Armor is going to be able to come out and get 4 resources, 4 levels of stat to come out. Beautiful work. Keylon Burst coming out, getting rid of the Occlute, so that if they don't have a card that costs 2 resources in their hand to be able to play out, and they do, they absolutely do. Do they have something to get rid of that? Probably not. Do you bother? You have to play it out. You have to play out. If you play out your Foundry Armorer on the left hand side, no, choosing to get an. Oh. When played from hand, you may discard a card from your reserve. If you do, sabotage. Beautiful. And when a robot joins your expedition, if you control a token. So what they'll be able to do is get rid of probably the Vrowel's Vanguard. Yep. Get rid of that, so not being able to get the card draw. Awesome. Awesome work. And then we're going to get a duel of grit. Okay. A single advance for. No. Spoke too soon. Gonna block it out. Absolutely block it out. And nobody progresses unless they've got a single card in hand. They don't. Oh, they do. They got a Fire Rabbit, and they're going to give it. This is going to be a double advance. Jeez Louise. Fantastic play. Sorry, Saper. Well done for Jonkor getting the win. Wow. Very smartly played. Congratulations to both players on that one. And I'm sorry, I keep on forgetting to change the view. Let's have a look at the top tables. Who have we got that we have not seen? Let's have a look at Nareed against Aim This Rock. And I will go. Thanks, Rinku. So I've been talking this whole time, and I don't think anyone's been hearing me. That's sad. Um, I had so much good stuff to say too. I apologize. Hopefully it is working now. That's a bummer. So it's when I switch over from one to another screen. Congratulations, good win by Traced, getting that win, and we are to the end of the tournament. This is why I'm not good with technical stuff. I apologize for those people that were trying to listen in, and I could not give them the value that they were looking for. All right, let's have a quick look here. So we have had all games be finished. No, there is one more remaining, and it is actually there's a couple, but let's have a look at one that we have not seen as we close out the day. Hopefully this is working. Oh, drawing a 1, Nevenka will have to, thankfully don't have to get rid of anything. They get the +1 because they've got the double Martingale out. We're seeing here. So we haven't seen these heroes yet today. So Sharkstar against Yakes. Let's see what we've got here. We are basically out of time. It may time us out. We're almost 1 minute over the time limit that was allotted for this game. Bummer about the sound quality. I am so sorry. But at least the video was able to be shown. Okay. A unique coming out here. So it is a unique Spindle Harvesters. When played from anywhere, I gain Anchor to when a character you control gains 1 or more boosts. If I have 2 or more boosts, up to 1 target character with hand cost 3 or less. Other than he gets anchored, and you will see that them getting a boost because of the Sap Duende if it's being used in the future. They're not, so 1 progression. Oh, double progression, and we are seeing the win from Nevenka. Congratulations to Nevenka and to Yakes for getting this win. Lovely. Well played. Well played. Let's see if we're seeing the good games come out. A pass at all. We are seeing a pass. Yakes. Well, they don't need to, but they're going to activate Nevenka. I guess there's no chance of them losing. They can anchor another character. They will anchor one of the... And the anchor came about because the Martingale, being 2 of them out, they get the double boost. Congratulations. And we have come to the end of the tournament in my... Let's make sure... And it is time for me to go and make dinner for the family. We are there. So we're looking at the 3-0s right now is Aragorn, Aim This Rock, and Junko. Contact me and you'll be able to get your promo pack. There is still one more game remaining. That will either be Clem or Woodsy that will get the other promo pack. If they reach out to me, we can get that arranged. And we are basically at end, and we will be seeing... It's Woodsy that gets the 4th win. Congratulations all, and I will bid you adieu as we come to the end of this tournament. Nicely done. It's just down to the last little bit there. And I appreciate the whole team joining us, and congratulations. I'll make sure that the headset is working on both functions. Well done all, and I will see you guys next